Okay, this is a release. I'll put the link below that just came out from Nikon basically today, and I'll let you draw your own conclusions, but there's a few key things that I'd like to point out, and it seems that Nikon is, I'm going to state after looking at these facts from Nikon, is in some really dire straits. They're also announcing that they're doing a stock buyback, which is not good. Let's first take a look at the stock buyback from Nikon and why that could be a problem. Could be a problem, and I'll read this short passage. However, there's some downsides to buying back stocks as well, vis-a-vis corporations. One of the most important metrics for judging a company's financial position is its EPS ratio. EPS divides a company's total earnings by the number of outstanding shares. A higher number indicates a stronger financial position. By stock purchase buyback, a company decreases the number of outstanding shares. Therefore, stock buyback enables a company to increase this important ratio without actually increasing its earnings or doing anything to support the idea that it is becoming financially stronger. So let's take a look at and this is a 46-page release on financials from Nikon. Take a look at a few important things here. And this one's big on page 14. They've actually done a forecast, a serious downgrade forecast for earnings, a very significant one. Overestimation of market size, shift towards mirrorless, of course we knew that, everybody knew that, of course. Issues with profitability, R&D and R&D expenditure. Let's take a look at this one. This one is really quite nasty if you actually look at it on page 21. Urgent need for further risk control. They're actually calling their Z-mount system lineup a burden right here. Nikon is calling their own development, R&D, and costs to implement manufacture a burden. Companies always downplay their burdens. The fact that they call it a burden is that's rather huge. Significantly revise down plan for this year. They're basically already telling you, this is Nikon in their own words, they're telling you we need to really significantly revise, any hope of making a profit. Accelerate restructuring of image products. That's not good. Imaging product, business environment. This one is both worrisome but also funny at the same time. It actually says a lot. It's about DSLR volume. Focus on professional and hobbyist segment. See, if you actually look here in the orange, and the pro hobbyist has really stayed on the level. Obviously, the hardcore cameras. This is where Nikon's gonna look at what happened to non-pro hobbyists. The reason for this is everybody's turned into a lazy douche, and they're taking pictures with their iPhones and their scam-dungs. I'm sorry, did I say scam-dungs? I meant Samsungs. Sorry about that. Everybody's turned into an iPhone photographer. And of course, with decent 12 megapixel output and the fact that everybody's sharing everything basically on Facebook and Instagram, and everybody's too freaking lazy to pack around a real camera, this makes sense. But the serious issue, and this is Nikon's own words from years and years past, and it has always continued on, is that most of Nikon's income, people think, well, Nikon's making some significant money off these real expensive pro cameras. But the expensive cameras is actually extremely low revenue for Nikon. This is the reason why you went to Walmart and Costco and you saw these 3000 and 5000 series cameras. That was the bulk, not my opinion, a fact, the bulk of Nikon's income. But all of that has completely fallen to the wayside for iPhone photography, as you can see right here in the graph, as you know and I know. So the expensive cameras are not making the money. You have to think about that for a second, which is not something I've heard anybody say, at least not recently. However, that stayed on the level. Here you can see DSLR volume. That's the fact that Nikon is doing a stock buyback right here. Nikon repurchase. Was issued just today. Isn't today the 7th? Yes, issued today. We're buying back stock. Well, that ain't good. There's a reason why companies do stock buybacks, and most of the reasons are not good. not good at all. I'll put a link to both of these documents below. Um, Honestly, you draw your own conclusions. You tell me what you think. I've gone over all 46 pages 3 times already. You tell me if you draw another conclusion, but this looks like Nikon's actually in hot water. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm reading from Nikon's own documentation on this, so you tell me what you think, okay? Thank you.